following is a presentation of DangerZone Productions.
Listen all you motherfuckers!
Oh no. Oh my god. Hello, I'm Danny South. You've just entered the Danger Zone. Well, people, this is one of those movies. On one hand, it's a movie I've been wanting to review for a while now, but just haven't been able to get a copy of it onto my computer. On the other hand, this movie ranks right up there with Deadfall Trail and Jake's Closet as being some of the worst independent movies I've ever seen, if not the worst. God, this movie. It physically hurts me. It really does. You guys, you have no idea how stupid this movie is, okay? It was hard enough for me to sit through it once, let alone twice. So I hope you appreciate what I go through for you. This is The Ridge. The problem with The Ridge is that there's just not enough to it. They jump us right in the middle of the movie with no idea who these people are, no idea what's going on, and no explanation as to why it is going on. You can't just do that. You have to give us some kind of explanation as to what's going on. And even then, you've got to give us some sort of resolution. And you know, now that I think about it, while this movie does have the stink on it that Jake's Closet and Deadfall Trail had, at least with those movies, we had some kind of idea as to who these people are or the nature of their characters. The people in this movie, we have no idea who they are or give a what happens to them as a result of it. It's cheesy, it's stupid, it doesn't have enough to it. It's an independent horror movie. Let's take a look, I guess.
So the movie starts off with our 5 characters, and I do mean 5 characters. With the exception of the killer, they're about the only people in this movie. Heading up to a cabin for the weekend. You know, 'cause that hasn't been done before. I've only seen that in Evil Dead, and Cabin in the Woods, and Cabin Fever, and Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, and just about every single one of the Friday the 13th movies. But I digress. They're coming up here for the weekend just to have a good time. Well, everybody except this guy. This is Blake.
Is there anything I can do for either of you? You're here, aren't you?
Right. What I want you to do is check the rearview mirror when you're leading the pack. You could have
Blake
called
is
me.
Honestly,
Seriously, what is this guy's problem? Throughout the entire course of this movie, or at least the entire course of the parts he's in, he does nothing but act like a complete jackass the entire time. What is his deal? Oh, he's the director, okay.
But that's not the only reason that Blake is an Another reason might be that his former flame Kara is with them on this weekend, and that a jock by the name of Ethan, who apparently Blake has a not-so-good history with, has taken a liking to her, much to his dismay. Okay, it's been long enough. Can't run the risk of becoming an enduring character. Time to go make a complete of myself.
And she said that I could have the master bedroom, so I hope that's cool. You guys can work something out. No, I got permission. Yeah, sure.
Okay, A, I'm older than you, and B, I'm the one who organized this trip, so it's really kind of a dead issue.
Well, I got permission. Did you get permission?
It was permission proceed. I organized the trip.
Permission? I don't know what that means. What I'm saying is
Well,
that
look it
I
up
got
then. I'll give you a dictionary. Maybe.
Screw it, let's just fast forward to when they get to the frickin' house.
Come on.
So glad they cleaned up.
Yikes. Well, that's what happens when you let a Tasmanian devil cook dinner. But just to be on the safe side, Noah decides to take a look around, just to make sure nobody's in the house. Oh my god, it was daytime when we got here and it's already transitioned to night. Wow, daylight savings time around here is a How much you want to bet, though, when he goes back in the kitchen it's going to be daytime again? Yep, I knew it.
No problem, just the TV.
Yeah, other than the fact that when you walk on another side of the house, it miraculously becomes another time zone.
Thanks for giving me that room, man. It's really nice.
No problem.
You know, I like my big screens. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, because you know what else is a really creative artistic styling for a movie? Having all your characters speak at one time, or better yet, having them mumble their lines so you can't understand a thing they're saying unless you get your head right up next to the TV. Genius. Genius. Oh, man. And you want to know another artistic style in this movie that I can't frickin' stand, like, beyond anything that makes me want to take this sigh and jam it into my frickin' temple? Is the fact that they take the need to show us every single transition that these people take through the halls. Do we really need to see them do this? Just adds so much to the movie. I mean, I never would have guessed that he walked down the hall. I would have assumed he freaking teleported like Nightcrawler or some shit. But no, they felt the need to show us every single solitary step he took from the kitchen to that girl's room. And when they get there, guess what they do?
Listen, I'm really sorry for like barging in here. That was I should have knocked or.
Don't be sorry, Ethan.
I apologize a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a.
That's right. They have another conversation. About what? About absolutely nothing other than injecting the scene with the fact that this chick has diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, what he said. Sometimes when they're talking, it reminds me of the conversations that Tony Stark has with Pepper in the Iron Man movies, but whereas those conversations were quirky and full of real good comebacks, these ones are just bland and unimportant and serve no purpose other than to tack on some extra time to the movie. I mean, if you took away some of these long movements through the house or these conversations that don't go anywhere, truth be told, the movie would probably only clock in at about a half hour. But God forbid they do us a favor.
Hey, Anna, do you remember that one time when you first started dating Blake, and we had a conversation, and you told me that you thought he was Do you remember
Are you already drunk, Blake?
Wow. 5 seconds into a new scene and he's already acting like a complete clown. Way to go, sir. I think you just broke the record on that one. Oh, and by the way, nice read on that line. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you Blake?
Oh my god, would somebody
like I'm
please
getting
tell
under
this
your
guy
skin
to
there a
shut
little
the
bit, Blake,
up?
alright? Like, why don't you shut the up, Blake? What'd you say to me?
He said, shut the up, Blake.
Oh, that's great. Why didn't everybody just chime in?
Shut the up! Shut the up! Shut the up!
So once Blake finally comes to terms with his dickiness, they convince him to tell him a story. And pretty much this is the only explanation for the killer that shows up later that you're going to get in the whole movie.
Some weird shit happened.
And it's not a very good one.
The story is it's about this guy, and he was called the Ridge Runner. And he was like a mountain man. He like lived off the land and shit. And like there were these people living up here in some cabins and whatnot, and the Ridge Runner came through and he killed them all. He killed like 10 or 15 people, just like axed them, you know, just came through and...
Why is it I get the feeling this was the same way the movie was pitched?
So, yeah, this is like, this movie that I got on the table called The Ridge. It's four guys, you know, they go up to a house for some whatever. And this dude shows up and he just starts axing them off one by one, and like people die and stuff. And that's my movie.
Can we talk?
About what, Blake?
You know what about?
Good God, this guy is making Chad from Tucker
No,
and Dale
I do.
look subtle.
Blake.
So, since everybody else in the house is hooking up, Blake decides to step outside and toke up. First smart thing he's done this entire movie.
I want you to come in.
Hey. Ordinarily in these kinds of movies you're lucky to get a titty shot, but this could be a redeeming quality right here.
Alright, I definitely want to see this.
And with that, my boner is gone. Sad face.
And if the dead guy in the pool wasn't freaky enough, how about now she has her panties back on? When did this happen? Well, I guess you can't really be scared shitless unless you've got something to in. So here we are, about 45 minutes into the movie, and now the starts to go down. The lights have gone out, and worst of all, one of the girls claims they saw a shadowy figure moving outside the window. But the question is, where's Blake? Oh crap, he's getting attacked by a homeless person. And these get violent when you don't give them any spare change. Change! Change! You got change! Come on, help a guy out! Change! You should have had change.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
So while Noah goes to look for his brother, boy is he in for a surprise, the two girls and Ethan decide to stay behind and wait for his return. And it's about this time that the plot point about the girl's diabetes decides to finally pay off, as she seems to be having some attack and needs her medicine, which of course she stupidly left in the other room.
Diabetes.
Being that he's trying to feel brave, and also the fact that he's trying to get into Anna's pants, Ethan volunteers to go look for her medicine. But he doesn't get too far in the house before he gets axed off as well.
You've just been tomahawked!
Now that the Ridge Runner has taken out two of the guys, he figures, I should probably even things out. I mean, don't want to be sexist, right? So now it's time for him to go after the girls. My God, that sounds brutal. And I'm sure it probably would be if we could see it!
Wait. I got a joke for this. Are you ready? You ready? I don't know what she's screaming about. He just wanted to ask her a question.
Kara does manage to escape and goes outside to find Noah. She tries to explain what happened, but she starts mumbling and ranting again, so who knows what the hell she's saying.
And now prepare for overly emotional drama sequence in 3, 2, 1.
Alas, poor douchebag. I knew him quite well.
You!
Now see, maybe if you hadn't have been shouting "F you" at the top of your lungs, the killer might not have known that you were there. Nice going, numbnuts. They managed to make it to the garage, but of course the car in there doesn't have any keys either. So, Noah's gonna have to man up, arm up, and nut up, and go out there and retrieve Blake's keys. It's the only way they'll make it out of this alive. Well, at least Kara can still make it out of this alive, right?
You stupid waffle. You mean to tell me that your boyfriend just sacrificed himself so that you can escape, and rather than running to safety, you decide to stand there and weep over his mutilated corpse until the killer comes along and kills you off? Are you serious? Oh my God. See, shit like this is why I don't usually watch slasher movies. Because the women in these movies are dumb. Although granted, at least they didn't use the classic cliche of them tripping over their own feet. Well, I guess I can't get too upset. I mean, with her being dead, that means the movie's over now, right? You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. He's still alive? The guy took an axe to his back. How is he still alive?
So yeah, Ethan's still alive. Mainly because I think his back must be made out of adamantium. There's not even an injury on him. So if you're as disappointed as I am at this point, you're probably saying, where is the Ridge Runner? He needs to come along and really axe this movie off. Really, if you think about it, it shouldn't be that hard to spot Ethan, considering, if you notice, half this f***ing house is made out of glass. Sup? Okay, screw it. Let's just wrap this up. They have themselves a little chase through the house until they get back to the car. Ethan manages to grab hold of one of the axes laying around and finally kills off the Ridge Runner, where he sits on the porch and cries like the that he is. The end.
And not a moment too soon either. Good God, this movie sucks. It's not interesting, it's not well written, it's not well acted. The killer comes right the hell out of nowhere. We know nothing about these people, so we don't give a when they're finally killed off, and there's no resolution at the end. Hell, you don't even get to find out who the Ridge Runner was. What was his motivation? Why was he killing these people? All you get is a few lines of exposition at the beginning of the movie, and even that doesn't really tell you much. You know who they should have got to figure out this crime? Scooby-Doo. At least Scooby-Doo would have at least unveiled the villain. Then at least we would have had some sort of revelation at the end. But instead, no. The killer dies, sits on the porch and cries. So do yourself a favor. Don't be an axhole. Pass this movie up. You'll be doing yourself a favor in the long run. And now, I need to go take care of this movie once and for all. I'm Danny South. Thanks for joining me here in the Danger Zone.